The Obsbot Tiny 2 is a tiny 4K webcam that works with your desktop PC and even your laptop. It features a gimbal and artificial intelligence, and it could very well be the best webcam that I've ever used. Today we're going to take a close look at the Obsbot Tiny 2. Big shout outs to Obsbot for sponsoring this video. Let's go ahead and get started. First up, let's go ahead and get this out of the box and see what all we're working with. Right up front here, we've got our reading material, a user manual, and our warranty policy. Looks like it comes with a really nice protective case. I like that. The case has a handle, which is really a nice touch. Let's go ahead and open up the case and see what all's in here. And there is the Tiny 2. The first thing that stands out here is just the size of the lens, and then you can see just how smooth the gimbal is. On the back here, you've got your USB port to get this connected to your PC. You do have a tripod connection here on the bottom, and there's a few microphones on the front there. And then we have our stand. You can attach this to your desktop monitor or even your laptop monitor with this being so small. This just connects magnetically to the stand itself. Then you can just make your adjustment based on your monitor. Yeah, and then you can even adjust the stand for a very easy top-down shot. This comes with a pretty sizable USB-C to USB-C cable and a USB-A to USB-C adapter in case your PC or laptop do not have USB-C. And here's the remote control. You can control this with an application on your PC or MacBook. So if you're standing further away from your PC or laptop, you still have full control of the camera. Next up, let's go ahead and get this set up on our desk. This is pretty simple here. All you got to do is fold down the stand and just prop it up on your monitor. Then you just plug it in, and this is just going to automatically launch. It's basically plug and play, so you're not having to calibrate this or anything like that. It should be ready to go. And I'll go ahead and do the preview so we can see what this looks like. This looks really good. So for first impressions, we're throwing a ton of light at it. In fact, I'm going to turn the lights off to see what the low light performance is like. And this is still really good quality. If we're just looking at just the lighting from the PC monitor, I'm not seeing a whole lot of noise in this image. This looks really good. The standout feature here has to be the 4K image quality. So this does 4K at 30 frames per second. If you bump down to 1080p, you can do 1080p at 60 frames per second, but this 4K image is really unparalleled. This is using an ultra large 1 to 1.5 inch CMOS image sensor that includes a 50 megapixel lens and f1.9 aperture and has an 85.5 degree field of view. With the 50 megapixel sensor, we also get 4 times faster focusing, and the fast focus really comes in handy when I'm doing my Amazon live streams and I need to focus on a product and then maybe focus back on my face. But you can see in this demonstration that the focus is super fast. The Tiny 2 delivers great colors with really good accuracy, and all the images here, regardless of the lighting, are super sharp. So I'm not seeing a lot of noise in the image, especially when the room is well lit. But even when I've got all my lights turned off, I'm not seeing any noise, and there's limited amounts of smoothing on the image, even in dark scenarios. So overall, the image quality here, especially for streaming, is very, very good. The camera does support HDR, but I didn't find that setting in the app just yet. It is grayed out and says coming soon. The AI-powered auto zoom and tracking is really next level here. So it's the fastest auto tracking out of any webcam that I've ever used that includes that feature. And I think that's mostly because it does have the 2-axis gimbal that can do almost 360 degrees horizontally and can go all the way up and all the way down. This uses a deep learning neural network algorithm to be able to track and follow the subject, making sure you never leave the frame. And I wasn't able to leave the frame. Even running across, it was able to keep up with me. Another thing that really stands out here is that not only can it auto track, but it can simultaneously auto zoom. So if I'm walking closer to the camera while also moving further to the left, it's able to auto track and auto zoom. So that's really a standout feature here as well. We'll do a quick comparison between the Tiny 2 and the Mingle bar. So this is the low light test. I'm gonna go ahead and get the video on these started now. All right, so here's the difference. You guys can tell for yourself. This is with the low light. All All right, now I'm gonna turn on just the overhead lights. I feel like this is definitely the type of lighting that most people would use in their office, and you guys can be the judge of what looks better. Here's a test with studio lighting. So let me know which one you prefer. We'll do just a bit of tracking comparison as well, so I'll step back. All right, so there is just a little bit of tracking comparison here. And one thing that I do like about the Obsbot is this 360, so I can go all the way around and I'm not gonna exit the frame, and it is super speedy. The Obsbot Tiny 2 is super intuitive, and there are several different ways that you can control this. So you can use the application on your desktop or laptop to control the camera, and that's my favorite way to control the camera. If you need to control the camera from further away, you can do so with voice controls. Zoom out further. Zoom in closer. There are also hand gesture controls, and you even have the option for remote control. My favorite feature, and the feature that I use the most with the Obsbot Tiny 2, is the desk mode. So I have this set up as my second camera when I'm streaming, and especially if I want to show something on my phone screen or on my tablet screen, I can just put this in desk mode. It tilts down and flips to the camera so that I can show what I'm trying to show on my desk. So that's super useful for me. There's even a whiteboard feature. So if you activate the whiteboard feature and point your remote control at the whiteboard, this will focus on the whiteboard. So if you're doing a demonstration and need to show some information, that's very easy to do as well. This is really interesting. It does come with a beauty mode. The beauty mode will smoothen your skin and brighten your eyes to kind of give you a little bit of a glow up before you go onto a conference call or before you go onto a live stream. So if you're into beauty mode, that feature is available. Low light performance is really great on the Obsbot Tiny 2. In lower light conditions, this can automatically switch to the higher native ISO to gain a clear and vivid image, even in lower lighting conditions. With Privacy Protection 2.0, you can pre-select a video to play whenever you go into the privacy mode, or you can just simply turn the camera face down and this enters privacy mode. Also, the camera will automatically enter privacy mode when you turn it off, so I think that's definitely a great feature. Overall, if you're looking for a super high quality 4K webcam and you really like to have the extra features of auto tracking with that 2-axis gimbal and the other AI features like desk mode, which is what I'm going to be using it for the most as my secondary camera on my live stream, I think this is a great option for live streaming or conference calls, whichever way you need this. I'll be sure to include links in the description of where you can pick this up for yourself today. That about wraps it up for this video. Thanks guys for watching. Be blessed. I'll see you in the next one.